Hey everybody, welcome to the, I guess we'll call it our first annual radio reunion. We did one once before, but that was many years ago. It's a reunion of a bunch of radio guys from around Southern Ontario. A lot of voices you've heard and faces you've never seen. And we want to get together and just talk about old stories and silly things that have happened to us over the years on the air and off the air for that matter in some cases. And just a great turnout that we're going to have today, and we've had a great turnout today. We want to thank all the guys from coming. There's too many names to list, but you'll all be tagged on social media. So just a fantastic turnout for everybody, and some of these people are coming from a good distance. So again, thank you so much for coming out and enjoying a radio reunion. That's all we can really call it at this point. And Russ and I have had this idea for several years, along with Leah as well. And we're thankful to Symposium as well for letting us basically invade their space heavily with a bunch of old, crazy seniors and funny people. And, when they're not on the mic, they're actually funnier than when they are on the mic. So, again, guys, Mike Devine, Mark Panopoulos, Craig Fox, the list is endless. Russ Horton, Leah Lywood, the gang here at Symposium. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoy the interviews and the videos all the guys did. I haven't seen them either, and I'm going to be sitting down to watch them myself. But again, all the voices that you never knew what they look like, now you get to know where a bunch of them look like. Guys like Stu Patterson, Evelyn Mako, ladies like Evelyn Mako. Just beautiful people, and we're going to be back next year. So enjoy the videos, everybody. I know I will. Thanks for watching, and have a great week.
Hey guys, I'm Craig. So here we are at the Symposium in Georgetown, and I want to thank Russ Horton and Leah for thinking of putting this together. What a great time we're having. I have no idea how many people are here, a couple of dozen so far, but we've just gotten started in the last half hour. Meeting some legends for the first time and old friends that I work with. People like Dave Smith are here, my friends Jody Thornton are here. I mean, the list goes on and on of people that are here. I want a bee. I'm not allergic. We got to tell a radio story. Okay, what's the best one I have? My best radio story is kind of sad, really. My best radio story is 1997 or 98. I'll have to remember when he passed away. But it was Phil Hartman had made a comment that if they didn't pick up the TV show News Radio for another season, he would go back to his hometown of Brantford to do a radio show on his hometown station. And at the time, I was doing Afternoon Drive on the Brantford station on CKBC, where I still am, where I am now. And I got a hold of an aunt who got a hold of him, and he ended up calling the radio station, and we talked. And he did talk about Brantford, and he talked about his memories of the city. And 2 weeks later, he was murdered. So when the boss called me that day and said, "Where's the tape?" I was shocked. Everybody else was running, the BN stories, the American Press stories, the Associated Press stories, and we were running Phil saying how much he enjoyed Brantford and the people and how much it meant to him. That meant a lot to me. So that would be my standout moment. Talking to Phil Hartman just 2 weeks before he lost his life. So, thanks, guys.
Here we are at the Symposium restaurant today, Saturday, October the 22nd. A lot of fun, a lot of radio personalities getting together, enjoying memories, lots of stuff. It's a lot of fun, a lot of coming together here.
Hi, it's Stu Patterson. Thanks to Russ and his team for inviting all the old fart broadcasters to the session today. We solved a lot of problems. I worked in radio and television from 1964 till 2000 when I retired at age 55. And of all my years in television, I think the radio takes precedence. I remember when I was a top 40 rock jock in Smiths Falls and in Kingston, and that was the most rewarding and most fun time of my years in broadcasting. So thanks, Russ, for organizing this, and as we used to say in radio, the hits just keep on coming. There you go.
All right. Hello everyone, it's Craig Hastings here, ex of CFDR and FM 108 and CFOS. It was great seeing the whole gang again here today. I haven't seen some of these guys in 30 years, and it was just super that Russ put this all together. Thanks again, Russ, and see you next year.
Bill Smith, he is one of the biggest music bloggers in Canada, and he's on our local radio station and GTA as well. Yes. Lee Lakin, my partner in crime. Yes. Craig Hastings, who of course, CFTR table over here. And we've got Doug Avery, Mr. Blakely, yes. The one and only Larry Silver. Probably the greatest female newscaster in the world, Evelyn Macko. That's Stu Patterson, of course, from the CBC, CKWS. Dave Carr from CFOS. And we have Mike Devine, the morning guy from CJOY. Bruce FM, Mr. Sargent from Bolton, Ontario. Yes. Walter, who does our country show and our rock and roll show on 108, he's been on radio for a while. Dave Smith from CKOC, everybody. Yes. Chris Mayberry, Mr. Blue Jay, I call him. Yes. If you guys want to grab the mic, Lee has agreed to just pick it up, and I understand there's a lot of shy people here today who don't like to talk on the microphone, but
please, the
microphone is going to be left here. We're going to crank the air checks up, and let's have some fun. Yeah. Thanks, Russ. Thanks, Russ.
Hi, my name's Larry Silver. I worked in radio for more than 40 years. Radio today went from CFTR to CFI Care. So I come to this reunion today, this gathering. Alcoholics Anonymous. Anonymous? I know every one of these clowns.
Hi, my name is Bill Smith, and I'm the music director or music consultant for Radio GTA and Halton Hills Radio Online. I'm the host of your weekend new music mix, as well as co-host with James Rogers, the music man James Rogers of the Big 20, currently in syndication to about 10 stations around the world. And really glad to be here at the radio reunion. Happy to meet some folks that I've never met before and who know by their names or through through Facebook. And I look forward to continuing my association with Radio GTA and HHRO. I enjoy doing this, and my background's in college radio. I never thought after 30 years of being away from college radio that I'd be back on online radio, which is going to be the way of the future to me. So thanks everybody once again for a great afternoon.
Hi everyone, my name is Walter Scott James. I'm up here at the DJ reunion at the Symposium in Georgetown, Ontario, hosted by my buddy Russ Horton. And I've had a great time today. We've met some people that I knew in the business, some people I didn't know in the business. And the interesting thing is I run into a guy named Stu Patterson. Stu and I worked in the same building for years and never knew each other, but Stu was a good friend of my brother Rick. My brother Rick was Rick Pyman of Pyman Media Group, and we did a lot of stuff, television work mainly back in those days, but I got to meet some great radio disc jockeys over the years through doing my television work, and it's been just an awesome day here today. Getting an opportunity to say hi to the guys again after so many years, and we understand it'll be happening again next year. I'll definitely be back. Thanks so much.
Hey, what's up? It's Mike Devine. This is an amazing day today. It's beautiful. It's like October. It's 21 degrees. And all these people have a perfect day to get together at the symposium, the 2022 edition of the Radio Get Together. And Russ, thanks so much for putting it together. And everybody that I met there and met here. Man, we're having such a great time. I'm surrounded by legends. So we'll do it again in 2023. Thanks, Russ, for putting this on. And it was great to meet everybody. Mwah.
Hi, Doug Avery. I was lucky enough to work at CFTR through most of the 80s, worked with some of the best people Canadian radio has ever seen. Steve Gregory, Bill Hayes, Bob Saint, Mike Cooper, Larry Fedoruk, and of course I spent most of my time with Tom Rivers. I was really lucky, very blessed. I remember when I first started working with Tom, one of the things he said to me was, "It's my job to make you laugh, and it's your job to make me laugh." And we had a lot of fun doing that over quite a few years. I was very lucky to get involved in being on the air doing characters in things like Miami Mice and Unfriendly Giant and so on and so forth. Just a laugh riot blast. Thank you so much for the event. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. Take care. We'll hope to see you at the next one.
Hi, it's the Big M, Mark Panopoulos, and I started out with CFMU back in 1981. Norman B. suggested that I go to either up north or maybe to a university or a college station, and that's what I did. And then it was like a following year that I started at FM 108, and throughout the years I worked a lot with Scott Turner and Wayne Williams and Mike Devine, who was here today, and it was at Energy. And then we all went to CHML Studios, and I've been there ever since for the past 22 years. I just love radio. I love being here with a bunch of my friends that I haven't seen for maybe like 10 years now, and so it's so good to see them. And I was so glad that we were able to get a picture of us all together, and I just love them all, and I still love doing this stuff and working in radio. So I hope you enjoy seeing all the great people that were here today, and we're going to have to do it again, and more people are going to have to come by next time around so that I could see more people. We all got to get together. We're all getting older, and we need to see each other. This is the way it should be. Okay, we got to get over our issues and get together and just be with one another. Okay, and so we'll talk to you again maybe next year. All right, have a great time. We'll see you later.
Hi everybody, I'm Chris Mayberry. I spent 40 years in this crazy industry. Loved just about every minute of it, and the first thing I want to do is say thanks to Russ and Leah and the gang here in Georgetown for putting this together. This has been a wonderful experience, meeting some old radio friends I hadn't seen in years and years and years, and getting to know a few people I had never met before, but certainly knew who they were in the industry, and it's just been fantastic. I look very much forward to next year's reunion. As far as memories are concerned, God, if I had to pick one, I don't know that I could pick one, because there are so many wonderful times that I spent in the industry, both in private radio and for 25 years at Canadian Press and Broadcast News. Traveling probably is the best memory when I was at BN. I got to cover a lot of sporting events, World Series, Olympics on site, and got to travel and see the world. And Really, really love that. The only other thing I want to mention are some of the people we've lost recently, and you get to be my age, in my late 60s, I'll be 70 next year. There are people like Dave Quinn, Alan Black, who we just lost last week, Green Murray a year and a half ago in Ottawa. Other people who were mentors to me, who taught me the ropes, and sadly we're losing more and more of them. And I guess that goes with life. As I get older, that tends to be the case. But on a positive note, I saw so many great people here today that I hadn't seen for so long, and met some wonderful people I had never met before. And so my thanks, and we'll see you again next year. Bye-bye.
Hey gang, Jody Thornton here. I work with a company named C10, and what we do is a whole bunch of traffic reports for several stations in the GTA and Southern Ontario. Here with my sweet lady Susan, and but she's gone and hid right now. What I was going to suggest was, I was asked to provide maybe a big radio memory, and I was going to give one that, as a listener, and I was just speaking to a gentleman, Dave Smith, who was, you may recall, as an afternoon announcer at CKOC, especially in the late 70s and early 80s. He's been on lots of other stations too, but it was great to reminisce about some of my memories of my favorite station growing up, and CKOC really was Ontario's music leader, and I mean, it would be almost too many memories to mention into one sort of encapsulated thing. However, it just really was a station near and dear to my heart. And you think back in those days, we had great Clear FM with Rock 102 and no talking over songs, but I always came back to CKOC. We had CFTR, Chum, all those other competing stations, great stations, but I always came back to Ontario's music leader, CKOC. I never even worked there, but it really was something. So I just thought I'd pass that along as a memory, and hope you guys have a great day at the radio reunion. Cheers.
Hi, my name is Dave Carr. I work at CFOS Radio in Owen Sound, Ontario. I've been there for 50 years. They kept giving me new challenges, which is why I never went anywhere else. I'm kind of happy with that. Everybody has a signature. Mine is, the day may not be perfect, but please do what you can to make the day the best you can. It came about one day when the Pope was visiting Bindland, St. Marie among the Hurons, and the little old lady called my open line and just vilified the Pope up one side and down the other, thought the papacy should be in hell. I said, geez, do what you can to make this day the best you can, and it stayed with me. It's a pretty good mantra, and I hope everybody does what they can to make this day the best they can. By the way, this reunion, this was a fun idea. I'm looking forward to next year.
Hi, it's Dave Smith here from CKOC 1150 Hamilton, Ontario's music leader, the most music. Spent a lot of time there, a few decades, and it was just a great time working with all the great jocks there. And Nevin Grant, of course, was our mentor and our boss, and a very, very good friend. May he rest in peace. So until next time when we do this, I'll CKOC you later.
Hi, I'm Bill Hayes. I just want to thank everybody for putting this whole thing together, and sorry that I got here as late as I did, but unfortunately, Silver and Avery are still here, and I'm responsible for that. They were leaving. But anyways, hopefully this is just the first annual. We'll do it again, and I can get here earlier.
Next year.
Screw golf. Well, that's pretty much all I got.
Hello everybody, this is Big Daddy Russ Horton, and the first annual Radio Station Lounge get-together is almost over, but we've had a wonderful time, and we'd like to thank all of the folks that came out. We had Dave Smith from CKOC. We had Larry Silver, of course, who's an immortal newsman from Toronto Radio. Evelyn Mako, probably the greatest news gal in the world. Stu Patterson, David Carr from CFOS. We had a CFTR table here. We had a 108 table. Mike Devine came in from Seajoy and Guelph. And we had Craig Fox from Brantford and so many wonderful people. Dave Smith from CKOC. And we've just had a wonderful day. And myself and Leah Lywood and Lee Lakin of the Air Radio Network would like to thank you all for showing up today on our patio here at the symposium in a wonderful hometown called Halton Hills, Ontario, which is Canada's hometown. And we hope that you can all make it next year. So until then, Big Daddy's saying, right on, man. Keep the radio rolling. And as I always say, community radio is probably the most important. Love you all. Thanks very much.